What you doing, zombies? I'm the AC. I'm going to talk about World Beyond Season 1, Episode 5, Madman Across the River. Now, concerning the title, I'm not exactly sure who the madman is referring to in this episode. I guess it's the journey itself, or you have to be a madman to think you're going to make this journey halfway across the country. Yeah, it seems like a pretty, dumb idea, but okay, that's no one actually stands out as being like some crazy madman in the episode, so I think it's just referring to all of them, or just the journey itself. And across the river is because they're trying to cross the Mississippi River. Okay, this episode overall it still wasn't a great episode. This is one of the weird instances where the flashbacks are actually one of the more interesting, entertaining parts to watch. Because all they're doing the entire episode is trying to build a boat to get across the Mississippi River. And like I thought before, this is a Elton-focused episode. He has like 3 flashbacks. The first one being him as a little kid, of course, just talking to his dad, looking at dinosaur stuff. His dad just showing off what big of a nerd he is, and then his mom sitting on a couch being pregnant. Second is the actual where we get to see where his claustrophobia comes from. Is his dad tucking him away in a box, telling him to just stay there, while he's also telling him not to be scared because he's not scared, while there's screaming and shooting going on outside. That's a bit of a stretch. But Ellen knew his dad was scared, and of course he was scared. Then the third flashback is actually my favorite part of the episode, which is Tiny Ellen finally climbing out of the box, finally seeing a dead person, and then just leaving and make his way to the college campus. He just finds a little paper that shows a very simple map to just get to the campus from where he's at. And yeah, I don't know why that was my favorite part. I think it was just kind of funny. It was, I guess, cute, but it was mainly more just funny. Like, he's over it so quick. He's like, he freaks out a little bit. And he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. And it's like, okay, well, that's more interesting than everything else that happened in the rest of the episode. Because that flashback happens at the end. So by then, the rest of the episode was just done with, whatever. So yeah, like I said, they're trying to build a boat to get across the Mississippi River. One, I would not trust a boat that they make in less than a day. They make the whole thing in a day. Yeah, I don't know. If worst thing that could happen is, you have to swim the rest of the way if it breaks down halfway or if it even floats. But they're also wanting to make it with an engine, so I guess they don't have to paddle. Lazy, whatever. They're kids, and I get it. Hope is crafty. She knows how to make all kinds of stuff, and Silas is used to working on stuff like this. But, do Iris and Elton actually know what they're doing with that stuff? Elton's smart, too, so he can know. I'm sure Felix and Huck, they have some kind of knowledge, but still, they made this boat in, less than a day. It was, just a little afternoon project for them. Not only that, I wouldn't trust it with a storm coming. Another storm, which is one cool thing that there's going to be another storm. Because usually that's like a one-time event in a season. But no, the fact that there's 2 in a row, I get it. Except for the fact that the storm does nothing, really. It does nothing for the boat. The only thing it does is there's one lightning strike that releases a bunch of empties from Daiquiri Town. So while they were getting their drink on, finally get let out and kind of chase them. So they kind of have to move a little quicker, and that's it. That's all the storm and these empties do, is just make them speed up even more. That's it. But while they're building the boat, a few little secrets kind of come out. Not even that big a deal secrets. Hope, while overhearing some talking, finds out Elton may want to turn back. Elton never 100% was like, yeah, I completely agree. We see in the beginning of the episode him talking to Felix that he's still kind of on the fence. Is like, I don't know if this is really what we should do. He said it makes sense to him, but he was never 100% behind it. Hope just jumps the gun and starts immediately accusing Elton. He's like, makes some good sense, and then that's pretty much it. Elton is kind of paranoid that people are going to be upset at him more throughout it. But after that initial little outburst, pretty much nobody else really cares. But that is a kind of good thing that goes on. It's like Elton feels like this is a big thing for him, that people are going to look at him differently. Nobody really does. I mean, Silas works with him and doesn't really say anything about it. Kind of gives him a silent treatment, if anything. Maybe that was his way of it. I don't know. Yeah, not a big deal. Whatever. They know that Felix and Huck, or they know that Felix wants to turn back. Huck is kind of coming around. But also, Hope and Iris pretty much have made a joke about it. It's like, yeah, we're going to turn around, sure, okay. Okay. Then, yeah, the other, I guess, secret is that Felix was actually supposed to go with Hope and Iris' dad instead of Will. But he had to save it back and protect them. This kind of, I guess, goes to the emotional side. Like, Hope and Iris were excited when Felix came because they thought they were going to have a brother, but then Felix never really acts like a brother, but Felix is trying to protect them, I guess, but not in a brotherly way. I don't know. The whole thing plays out. Last thing that kind of happens, a little development for Elton that also still doesn't really matter, is Elton has to face his fear of being claustrophobic. He has to crawl under the boat to try to fix it. That's pretty much it. That's all it is. He has more flashbacks, freaking out, just being closed up, but yeah, it kind of seemed forced that they're like, oh, we gotta make these situations just so he can do it. Okay, I guess. I don't really see what it's actually accomplishing, unless this pays off way big in the future, where he gets trapped again or something, and he has to be. It kind of felt a little forced, but whatever. So, yeah, the boat works. They make it across the river. No drama there. Nothing happens on the river. They don't really even show them on the water for that long. I guess they don't really need to do this in World Beyond. They already kind of did it in Fear the Walking Dead with Strand and John with season 4. But, yeah, nothing happens. There was one nice thing. The empties were nice enough to just wait while they struggled to put the boat in the water in the first place. You can just see them. They were like all aggressively trying to go after them. Then while they're putting in the boat, the empties are pretty much just like, I see. Yeah, you do you. I'll be here, just waiting, just very clearly. I'll get there eventually. And you're in the water. Okay, here I come. And they're like, okay. Maybe that's just for empty acting. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't scale the distance that well. Okay. Anyways, make it across the water. Huck decides she's going to go off to scout. I don't know if that's actually what she's going to do. I guess she is technically going to scout regardless of whatever her actual plans are. But yeah, for some reason she's wanting to split up and go off on her own. Okay, so she's going to do that. I thought maybe we'll see a Huck episode next. But no, there's something else coming next. I don't think it'll be Huck focus. And then the biggest moment of the whole episode, the one I've been waiting for, Hope is talking to Elton again. Elton's trying to write more of his mom's book. They're talking. Hope makes a comment about how she wished she could have met Elton's dad and mom. And I was just like, ooh, you did. And then she finally sees the picture of Elton's mom, has a little miniature freak out in her head, and then there's some noise coming around that distracts everybody. Iris, for some reason, goes off into the woods in the dark, which is stupid. They don't have a light. Stay near the light source so you can see what it is. What are you going to do out in the dark? Never mind. Anyways, dumb kid stuff aside. We're finally going to see a new person. We didn't see it in the episode, but we see it for the preview for the next episode, which kind of ruins the surprise of who it's going to be or what it is. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's what the next episode looks like it's going to be like. Some kind of drama with finally new people. And we don't know who they are, what they're going to do. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll finally be a good and interesting episode in this season. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still looking forward to what's going to happen next. But there was another thing I was thinking about after I finished watching this episode is this episode referencing or alluding to Huckleberry Finn? Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, there's the Mississippi River, there's a boat there, and then Huck. I mean, come on. I don't know if they actually drew anything from it. I mean, maybe they did. I mean, of course, the story isn't the same, but it's a story about kids trying to do whatever they think they're going to do. Involves the Mississippi River. So there's a character named Huck, even though it has nothing really to do with the original Huckleberry Finn story that I can think of. So, I don't know. I feel like there must have been, they must have at least thought about it. Look, there's similarities and coincidences. Maybe there was more that I just didn't miss. Maybe it's pretty obvious that's what they're doing, but I just thought about that then. The other thing I was thinking about, with the series in general, it finally occurred to me, at the beginning of this episode, we hear someone reading just something that should sound profound. I think it was from Elton John's book, from what I could see. And it made me realize, the reason we're not that into the show, we as in adults, is because the show is perfectly doing what it's meant to do, which is to attract teens, to make it seem like this profound journey for teens. Us as adults, we see it as these kids are idiots. There's no way they can walk 1,100 miles in a zombie apocalypse when they have no experience doing this stuff. But to kids, when they hear these profound poems being read in the background, when there's these dramatic moments and all this, it makes them feel like they're doing something important, and it makes teens feel like they're watching something important because they can relate to them. The reason we can't get behind the show as much and why it seems cheesy to us is because we're adults. We already had that phase. We learned from our mistakes and grew up. They're still learning. Yeah, it still makes no sense that after 10 years in a zombie apocalypse, they pretty much don't know anything about zombies. But yeah, whatever. Okay. But yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's like, okay, this makes a lot more sense to me. I'm sure with a teen demographic, this may be a lot better show. They may be receiving it a lot better. But yeah, for us adults, we're like, they just keep making a bunch of dumb mistakes. The only characters we really seem to like is Felix and Huck. And I guess it makes sense. I guess they're just doing it well. They're having people be drawn to the characters they most relate with. I guess that's just a thing that happens in stories. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. It seems profound and cheesy because it's supposed to make teens feel important. As adults, we already had that phase of our lives, so we don't really care that much. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on this episode and some of the series as a whole in general. Let me know what you thought if you watch the episode, what your feelings about anything in the series. But yeah, if you like what I have to say, then go and like the video. If you want to see me talk more about zombie stuff, World Beyond, whatever other kind of stuff, go and subscribe to my channel. You can see when I do all that. But until next time, I'm the AC. Thank you for watching, and bye.